There is no such thing as over-medicalization of women and girls, not when it comes to reproductive health. If anything, we are under-researched, under-diagnosed, and underfunded globally. This is well documented. The overwhelming majority of health research has historically focused on men. Women's bodies have long been treated as deviations from the male norm, not as medical baselines of their own. So when someone says freeze your eggs to help preserve fertility options, especially for those who may want children later, that isn't patriarchy, it's agency. It's not even common sense, really, because egg freezing is still a relatively new and evolving technology. And unfortunately, because it's new, it's also inaccessible to most women due to cost. And that's the real issue here. Not that egg freezing is being offered, but that it's not affordable for the women who need it most. Think about it. A young woman going through cancer treatment may want to preserve her eggs before chemotherapy affects her fertility. Some women experience premature menopause, yes, even in their 20s. It's called primary ovarian insufficiency. Others simply know they don't want children yet and want to give themselves more time, whether or not a partner is in the picture. That's not patriarchy, that's planning, telling women what their options are, and letting them decide is not oppression. And it's disingenuous to pretend that every woman who freezes her eggs is doing so just to appeal to men or because she's bowed to patriarchal timelines. Plenty of women want kids despite patriarchy. Plenty of women don't want kids despite patriarchy. And both are valid. The only truly patriarchal thing here, I think, is the assumption that women shouldn't have knowledge or access to medical advancements that allow them to control their futures. So no, a PSA that informs women about egg freezing is not deeply patriarchal. It's deeply practical. The war on women starts at home. As a woman, you are 6 to 7 times more likely to be killed by your husband than by a stranger. In the US, 1 in 3 women have experienced physical violence by an intimate partner. And every 6 hours, a woman is murdered by her current or former male partner. After marriage, men's mental and physical health improves, but yours as a woman declines. Married women are more likely to be depressed than single women, while the reverse is true for men. And that's not all. Women who date men carry double the domestic workload even when working full-time. We also do 70 to 80% of the emotional labor, the planning, the nurturing, the reminding, the checking in. To make it worse, marital rape is still legal in nearly 50 countries. And in many parts of the world, the law actively protects men who beat and harm their wives. Everything I've just said is fact, not opinion. Statistically, most heterosexual relationships harm women, not just emotionally, but physically, economically, and existentially. Sure, some women date men and thrive, but for best results, assume it's not you. So when we talk about patriarchy, we're not just talking about policies or politicians. We're talking about your boyfriend, your husband, your situationship, because the relationships we have, especially with men, shape the quality of our lives. And most of those relationships have been designed to harm women and make us shock absorbers for male dysfunction, including you, whether you admit it or not. If you're a woman who dates men, whether single or married, you have to take daily intentional steps to stay rooted in your power. Because in a system built to suppress women, your survival and your joy depend on how aggressively you stand up for yourself. No one is coming to save you. Well, except me. I send out a daily feminist relationship tip to help you date men without dimming yourself. They're short, sharp, and deeply practical texts for women who still want love but refuse to suffer for it. Whether you're single or married, you'll find them useful. And if you actually put these tips into practice, you'll begin to watch your relationship become a space where you're not just loved, but respected, centered, and free. Use the link in my bio to join, and you'll get one message every morning.